Was good. We have another podcast episode, and you know what I'm about to say. Some of you guys may not know. I'm gonna say to drop a like on this video because why you playing with me right now like I don't deserve a like? If you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? Ain't that's really crazy? I don't understand it. Yeah, drop a like though, cause this one is going to be very good. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. You know what I'm saying? All my stuff is down below. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Bam. Let's talk about, bro, life be recycling itself. Like, this is something that I peeped like a few years ago, and the theme has been coming around again. So, I wish I remembered every single example that happened for the past couple of days, but one that I heavily remember is the fact that, like, let me explain what life recycling itself even means, bro. Bro, I swear to God, bro, certain themes just play themselves out at different places. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just remembered another one actually. Okay, so the first one I'll talk about, right, is how, bro, I remember, right. I said that like some like I said that something that somebody else did was like crustacean activity. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, that's some crustacean shit, right? And then like the next day I start reading this book, right, about the mental body. I had this book for at least a year now, I think, but I just never read it. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm reading it. It's actually fucking fire. You know what I'm saying? And it pairs very well with the stuff I've been learning in October's recently about the mind and everything like that. So with that being said, bro, I opened the book. They talk about mental crustaceans. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? And by this period of time, I was already on to the whole life be recycling itself. Like I was looking at that heavily again because it'll be certain shit also like, nigga, like certain people just keep on eat like you see the same food pop up everywhere. Like you'll be at the crib, right? You know what I'm saying? Then your mom gets some fucking fried chicken from Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? And then nigga, you get inside the car with your mans, right? Then he go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all go to the function that y'all was gonna go to, and then you peep that when you met your other friends there, they're eating Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's like, nigga, what the fuck? It's like I noticed that life be repeating itself, and some reasons for that is because we are hooked up to a collective consciousness, right? So if you're thinking about something, right? Honestly, when you think about most things, it's really just you receiving thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because your mind, right? I always say this: your mind is just a group of information and intelligence that you pretty much constantly recycle over and over inside your mind. That gives you new thought processes. However, you can have new information enter your mind, but then that's when you start saying, "Oh my God, this thought is nothing like me." It's really just thoughts that you're not used to having. It's just information that you don't normally carry with the side of your mind. You know what I'm saying? However, if you start carrying it more and more often, you identify with it. What's an example of this? Somebody who was insecure in the past, but then they became confident as time went on because they just became more accepting of the confident thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And of the confident information. So with your mind, right, it's just a group of information. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that because like when you be receiving thoughts, right? Like a lot of your thoughts be hooked up to the collective consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And you may think that it's just your thoughts, but really it's just you receiving a thought. You know what I'm saying? And other people are also receiving those thoughts. So it's like it creates certain themes at certain periods of time. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing that shit everywhere, bro. Like you'll be at the crib watching the video about fucking sacred geometry or something like that. Then you go to your friend crib and he's like, "Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I had a dream about sacred geometry and stuff like that." And it's like, nigga, what? Nigga, then you go to a fucking restaurant, and then when you sit down at, you see that somebody lost a keychain of Metatron's cube, which is a sacred geometrical shape. For those of you who don't know, and it's like, nigga, who the fuck left this fucking sacred? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, life be recycling itself. Like, there be certain things that play themselves over and over again, which are not always a bad thing. Like with that sacred geometry shit, if that shit's coming around, it might be time to learn about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But some shit that be cyclical also just be karmic. The fact that Like, remember how I said that your mind's just a group of information that you just play over and over again? So it's like sometimes you be having new ideas, but they really just repeats of old shit. You know what I'm saying? For example, oh, you're gonna date this new person. It's gonna be all different. Then the same exact bullshit happen. You know what I'm saying? Your same tendencies popped out just inside of a new person. And the thing is, right? It could be like, let's say that cause some shit could change, but like underlying themes are still the same. Like for example, right? You may have a theme of let me think of yeah, let me pause the timer and think about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey yo, I thought about some great shit from my own life. Fuck the whole relationship shit, right, bro? Inside my own life, right? There will be times in my life where it's like, nigga, like I gotta take out the trash like every day, like on this week or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I would peep that it would be like for like it's like every 3 weeks, where like I remember for 3 weeks, then on that fourth week it's like I forget. You know what I'm saying? And like shit like that would dead ass happen with a lot of shit. Or like it'll be school, nigga, and like nigga, it's like I do really good for like the first half, but then like always towards the end some bullshit happen. Or vice versa. It would really be vice versa for me. Like the fucking beginning half would be like, yeah. Then I'll always just fuck that bitch up at the end, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like there's so many different cycles though. Like relationships are a big one though. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be a jealous person. You know what I'm saying? And the first time you got jealous, right? It was because you know what I'm saying. Somebody complimented your girlfriend in public, and then you took your anger out on her, and then y'all broke up. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You're a girl, you took your anger out on the guy. You know what I'm saying? And then the next time, you don't get jealous inside that way, but you get jealous when you see she keeps on texting somebody, and then you find out that it genuinely was her brother. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all break up because she said that you're too jealous. So it's like you could be jealous in different ways, but it's still the underlying theme's the same. You know what I'm saying? It could be that whenever you feel a certain kind of emotion, you do a certain kind of thing or a certain kind of habit. You know what I'm saying? When you feel lonely, you could do drugs, you could hit up the wrong people, you could eat food, you could, you know what I'm saying? Like, just you like peep these small cycles because a lot of times when you don't peep a cycle, it's likely because you're inside of one. You know what I'm saying? So just be aware of that. Every morning you wake up and then you do the same habit. You know what I'm saying? Like humans are beings of habit. Like we are. This is common knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And the thing I want to say this too, right? You know, like what are the negative cycles, and you know what you should be doing. Like another big topic I want to talk about is how like when it comes to like improving your life, but then also like ascension on like some super duper high crazy spiritual shit. Bro, we have all the knowledge for that shit. That shit is literally inside of our DNA, bro. Like I hope y'all know that shit, especially if you're what they call the star seed or your soul has had alien lifetimes. And heads up, you may think that you're not one, but bro, your soul's infinite. Why do you think that you haven't been like some other kind of being before? You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like you've done crazy shit as a soul, even if it wasn't like on. The thing is, right? Technically, fuck it. Fuck what I was gonna go into. Long story short, you could have been a stick figure being before because you have like 2D beings like that. You know what I'm saying? Like two dimensional, only composed of length and height or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? But or length and width, whichever one it would be. You know what I'm saying? But like yeah, you have beings that are like that. You have pure line beings. I swear to God. You know what I'm saying? There's hella different dimensional spaces and ways of experiencing life inside of this construct and inside of other constructs, you know? But long story short, nigga, when it comes to ascension, bro, if you're even interested inside that shit, that's because a part of you has that information inside of yourself and it's activating inside of you, you know what I'm saying? You're not drawn to things randomly now. Certain things are trying to activate inside of you. So when it comes to like ascending past like all the most negative shit, like my nigga, you know what the fuck you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You have all the knowledge inside of you. Stop acting like you don't. You know what I'm saying? You could really fly up off this bitch right now if you really put in like cause I'm not saying you're gonna do that shit overnight, but you're gonna understand, oh, if I do this and that for a sustained period of time, I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Do that shit, you know what I'm saying? Let's also talk about fucking accessing and moving beyond gatekeepers, bro. Because, bro, I want to say this too with the life be repeating itself stuff, bro. This shit. bro. When it comes to it's on some dream shit also, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I did want to say that because nigga, like inside your dreams, right? Like some like I don't know what happens to y'all, but inside my dreams, bro, it's like certain shit which just keep on popping up because like for the simple like one reason is because like inside the dreams, right? You're inside the astral, but you are projecting your own thought forms and information into the space around you. You know what I'm saying? People be like, "Oh, dreams are not the astral." Yes, they are. It's just that it's your own dimensional space. Like your consciousness is controlling the dimensions of that space in the astral and how that space manifests and plays out in front of you. You know what I'm saying? When people say that you are inside the astral and not the dream and not the dream realm, all they really mean is that you have moved beyond your own dimensional space and now you are entering a space where you do not control how the dimensions structure the reality around you and stuff like that. So with that being said, right, this shit be on some dream shit because they get inside your dreams, right? When you be like I said, you make the information inside that bitch. Like your information makes the dream, you know? So it's like because it's your information, it's like your mind doesn't always have a million things to reference, so it keeps on putting the same exact thing inside there. You know what I'm saying? Like I be in my life, like bro, life done ran out of motherfucking options. Y'all just recycling the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, you know. So I just wanted to say that shit too. But yeah, you definitely want to notice certain cycles and move beyond them, cause like those, bro. Cause when it comes to karma, right? What is karma? I know I said this shit about gatekeepers. I'm gonna get to that, but what the fuck's even karma? You see, karma, right? Your karma comes from the actions that you have done. Now, thinking is also an action. So it's like because you're acting out your own information and your own intelligence. You know what I'm saying? When you're saying I am John, you're acting out information. You know what I'm saying? That pretty much is you pointing out like, oh, I am John, I am Steve. Like you are acknowledging that you know that you are something, and then you're saying that out loud. You're acting out that information. You're acting out that knowledge of you knowing that you are something. You're acting out the information and the knowledge that you know that you are somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then you say it, I am Zach. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's acting out information. You know what I'm saying? So that's still doing a action. You know. Now with that being said, right, you have karmic residue, which means that your actions generate certain effects that will also linger inside of your mind. Like if you think about something, right? That thought stays inside of your mind on the unconscious. And the more and more you think about it, the more and more that karmic residue gets stronger. You know what I'm saying? So, and then eventually could turn into an action. For example, if you think about harming somebody for a sustained period of time, you might actually end up harming them if they do something because that karmic residue has been building up. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to if you never thought about that shit before. It didn't crosses your mind for the very first time. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, right, you have a habit of doing shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like you have certain habits of doing shit, right? And then when certain things happen and it invokes that karmic tendency in front of you, then you play out that action again. You know what I'm saying? Which fortifies the karmic tendency because you add the energy to it by observing it and acting it out. You know. So with that being said, like I said, we are creatures of habit, and we have certain ways of doing things that we have ingrained inside of our minds. Stuff that we don't even always realize because we created these things unconsciously oftentimes. You know what I'm saying? So just notice, like, damn, when, because when you feel certain things, right, that can activate certain karmic tendencies associated with that feeling. When I feel this, then I do that. Notice when you have stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it comes around every 3 months or every 2 weeks. You see what I'm trying to say? So yeah, because when you don't notice the cycles that you're, because not all cycles are bad. Like for example, if you have like a good routine, I work out at this time, then I meditate at that time, then I fucking work on my job or my projects or whatever the fuck at this. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, yeah, like that shit's not bad, but you want to notice your cycles at least because when you don't notice your cycles, you likely are caught inside of one. You could be caught inside of a good cycle also, not even peep that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you just notice your cycles because when you don't notice your cycles, that means that they're likely controlling you more than you control them. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's good or bad. So yeah. Now to the gatekeeper shit, right? So I've been learning more about gatekeepers and stuff like that from my own past life experience, and then also I've actually talked to a gatekeeper recently. If you're watching this, was good, my guy. Um, and before I even talked to him, I was already kind of learning this whole thing about moving through the gates of life. I actually made videos about. I made a video that dealt with moving through the gates of life. One is on Patreon. It's literally called Moving Through the Gates of Life. Then the one on YouTube is called something like How to. I forgot. Either or, right? Moving through the gates of life, right, is me pretty much saying that in order to get to certain periods of your life, you have to move through certain gates. Like there's literally gates that block you off from certain aspects of the life that you want to live. You know what I'm saying? And there's actually gatekeepers at these gates. And I've been learning more about it, and I've been actually like seeing, cause like before it was more of a metaphor, nigga. This shit is actually literal, bro. Like because inside the physical realm, right? When you are inside the physical realm, you're actually inside all the realms at once. You know what I'm saying? When people say that humans are inside the 3D, 3D relates to third density. Densities always relate. When someone says that you're 3D, 5D, that always relates to your level of awareness. So humans live right inside the physical realm, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they have a physical body that makes them physically exist inside the physical realm. But they said that humans are 3D, 3D being the astral, because humans at a base level are able to perceive at least the astral realm. What is the astral realm? The astral realm is the world of imagery. Like the reason why you have this physical mouse is because there's an astral mouse. If you go to the astral, you're still gonna see this mouse, but it won't be as physical. You'll be able to actually move your finger through the mouse until you get to the material realm, which is the first realm. So with that being, and that's why humans are said to be starting to exist inside 4D, the mental realm. They're becoming more aware of their thoughts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why psychology is such a big thing. Then what's the next big thing? Spirituality. Why? Because that's the fifth realm. Going to the cause, because that's the causal realm, going to the cause of your thought processes and all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? Which is your soul and your spirit and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Which is why spirituality is also big, you know what I'm saying? But it's not as accepted as psychology because, that's the 4D shit, which is where humans are going to before 5D, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, well, all that being said, right? Like inside different realms, like there's gatekeepers. Like when you are inside the physical realm, right? You're also inside of all the other ones. You know what I'm saying? That's how the physical even comes to be because the different realms are just different layers of reality. You know what I'm saying? So like the different layers make up this main one. Like the realms are all around you. Like the astral's all around you. That's why you can literally see things. You know what I'm saying? Like a plant can't see something. A plant like you could look at a plant inside the astral, but a plant doesn't live inside 3D. It doesn't have a 3D awareness. It doesn't have an astral awareness. You know what I'm saying? As an etheric one, it could feel sunlight and then make food off the sunlight, but it can't actually see the sun. You know what I'm saying? It cannot actually perceive imagery. The astral gives you imagery, which will eventually condense into a physical object. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then the energy for that object is the etheric. But anyway, like I was saying, right? That means inside the mental realm, there's also gatekeepers. Why am I saying that? in order to move to certain in order to move through certain aspects of your life, you have to do it on the higher levels first. Like, you know how you have a dream of talking to somebody, then y'all talk a week later, and you be thinking, "Oh my god, like my dream showed me the future." Now it does do that, but also sometimes y'all actually did just talk inside the astral, and then they felt the need to reach out to you, type shit. Cause things happen inside the astral before they happen inside the physical. The astral comes first. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, things happen. Hold the fuck up. Actually, no, what? Not never. I'm just gonna ignore that shit. Anyway, cause some shit, I'm like, whoa, I gotta respond to that, but I'm like, nah, fuck that. That shit could wait. Anyway, um, yeah, bro. Inside, things happen inside the astral and the mental first. That's why they said if you got to see it to believe it to be able to actually do it. Because when you actually see yourself doing it, you're seeing the astral image of it. You know what I'm saying? Because some people think about wanting to do something, but they can't even imagine themselves doing it. which is why it's never gonna happen physically. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't even see it happen. You know, but yeah. But I'm bringing all that up because with the mental shit, right? You got to be able to actually have the right information to actually move to the next phase of your life. You know what I'm saying? You can actually feel it inside of your mind. Like you could feel that. You can actually feel that when you hit certain levels of thought, that certain spaces open up for you, which gives you new realms of thought that give you new imagery to actually see and perceive, which actually allows you to also do new shit. Because with new information, you're able to do more shit. When you know how to fucking build a computer, you can now actually build a computer. You see what I'm saying? So, nigga, like you need to, and the thing is, to get the right information, you need to actually move through the gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? Like gatekeepers will lead you to different information. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll wake up and just be drawn to look up certain shit, and then finally find the book. But you've been looking for this book for like 10 fucking months. But when you're actually ready for the book, you can finally just look it up off the strength and just find that shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Like and the thing is, I've been peeping this shit with the mental aspect a lot because I could, like I said, like I'll be like trying to access something, and I could feel like a I can't get by that. Then I kind of feel, okay, why can't I? And I could kind of feel what I need to do or what I need to learn. Sometimes it's like, oh, like sometimes it's my way of approaching the gate. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like using the wrong key type shit. And it's like, no, it requires this key. It requires this information. It requires this approach. Okay, how do you get that approach? Oh, you must look up this, or oh, you must talk to this person, then they're gonna give you something, or you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes, oh, you just gotta wait type shit. Then the next few days go by, and then you just go somewhere, and then you see something, which gives you a certain understanding, and then boom, it helps you to open that gate, and then get even more information. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, this gatekeeping shit be real, bro. This shit be real. Like, if you want to move to the next phase of your life, think about, damn, like, okay, I want to move there. What is required for me to get there? What information do I need? What thoughts do I need? What emotions do I need? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm about to actually, I already been structuring this service. It's called timeline surfing, healing, and activation. When healing and activating timelines, right? So first I surf through different timelines, right? Then I'll see your most desirable one, right? Then I'll see what needs to be healed inside of this person and what timelines need to be healed in order to actually access the most desirable one. Because sometimes, right, certain timelines aren't healed, and this deals with the whole cyclical nature of shit. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, right? Sometimes, right, inside of yourself, like let's say you went through a breakup, right? Before you can move to the next phase of your life, you got to get over the breakup. But it's like sometimes you're still thinking, "Damn, what if I was still with that person?" That timeline needs to be healed and then fully lived out inside of yourself. And the thing is, you can literally live out timelines mentally because thoughts and time are intimately linked. When you think, "Oh, I'm about to go do this thing," you literally create that timeline event. You can actually see it. Like, oh, I'm gonna go to the store. I could see myself walking to the store. You know what I'm saying? You create that timeline event. You know. So inside of your mind, you could be like, "Okay, what if I did stay with them and then live out that whole entire timeline?" There was one time with my ex, right? Bro, we both know that we no good for each other. You know what I'm saying? So like the last time I seen her and went to her crib, it's like she had a baby at her crib, right? And like I said, like that's not, me and her is not, no, you know. So with that being said, it's like I looked at how she handled the kid, and I'm like, damn, what if we did stay together? And I lived out, bro. I'm just sitting there watching her. She don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just surfing timelines in my head. Oh yeah, this one's really great, happy family. This one's fucking horrible. I'm just living it all out so that way I don't gotta. So that way I don't even have so that way I don't even have the desire inside this one, because it's like when you try to get to like a certain timeline, right? Certain time, like for example, like the timeline that I want to be on, right, does not involve her. So if I want to get on that timeline, I can't have the desire to be with that person. You see what I'm saying? So I forgot when the last time I was with her actually was, but nigga, yeah, I did that shit. I surfed through different timelines, and I'm like, yeah, nigga, I lived that shit out. Now on to the next shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you try to get to a new point of your life, that doesn't involve certain old shit that you missed, you're gonna feel like you're losing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then because of that, it's like every time you try to get somewhere new, the old shit pops up, and then you play out these cycles, you play out these timelines, and so you can eventually wrap up the timelines, fully heal them, then move on to the next shit. The activation is like me being like, okay, I can literally see like if you do these actions, it will align you with the timeline. First, you gotta heal these things, then you gotta do these things. You gotta get this information, you gotta think in this way, you gotta feel in this way, you gotta act decide this way. It's like giving you the keys to open the gate type shit. Now you can open the gate and have that timeline activated for yourself. So I've already practiced it on certain people. They fuck with it. So I'm gonna be dropping that shit real soon. Like actually, YouTube. By the time you see this shit, that shit's already a thing. That shit's definitely already a thing. So yeah, page time. By the time y'all see this, it's not already a thing because I'm uploading like this the day that you're seeing this on the third is when I'm recording this shit. Now, if you guys want a session, I guess I could like send you like the PDF and like what I'm gonna charge for it, because people do that. Like y'all, so many of y'all have heard me talk about certain things. Then y'all go like, "Yo, bro, like, are you offering that yet?" And I'm like, you know what? I actually can. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be this price. And you can just cash at me and I got you or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But you could also do that shit yourself. Like if you feel really connected with time, you could do that shit yourself. I make the PowerPoint about quantum jumping and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that helps you surf through timelines and see what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So and understand that when it comes to gatekeepers, right? Because you may be like, because fuck how you may be like when it comes to gatekeepers, right? Understand that yeah, they could manifest as like an actual being, but beyond that actual being, it's not an actual being. It's just certain intelligent energy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I made some video about this, talking about electrons, and the term is valence electrons. Like when atom, I think, or like a ion or something like that, atoms become ions depending on how they're charged. I'm pretty sure, but like when certain elements, right, have a certain number of electrons inside their outermost shell, right? The electrons inside the outermost shell is the valence electrons, right? And depending on how many they have will determine if they got to take electrons or give off electrons. So it's like with the gatekeepers, right? It's like they'll have electrons, right? Like certain gatekeepers have certain numbers of electrons and you don't have the electrons, right? So it's like when you don't have the perfect number of electrons, this could be like when you don't hold hate inside of your heart, when you don't hold envy, when you don't hold egotism, right? When you don't have certain electrons, right? And then the gatekeeper does, they give you their electrons, then you move through the gate. But with other gatekeepers, right, they don't have the electrons, and you're supposed to have the electrons, aka you need to have a certain information in order to open the certain gates to give to like, it's like you have the information that you give to the gatekeeper, you have the electrons that you give to the other element in the other atom, and then they open the gate for you. Like at a higher level, it's not even like a being that says, "Oh, I don't like you, you can't pass." It's just an intelligent energy that is programmed to respond to you in certain ways if you have certain information, if you do certain things. You see what I'm saying? So this gatekeeper shit actually get kind of deep. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing I want to talk about is angels and demons. Bro, see angels and demons as angels are benevolent beings that seek to benefit you, right? Demons are beings that seek to harm you. I'm saying that because motherfuckers be like, oh, demons aren't bad. And it's like, I know what they kind of mean. They sometimes mean that not all dark beings are bad, which is true. But a dark being is not an evil being. A dark being, right, is a being that is internally focused. You know what I'm saying? An evil being is a being that wishes to do harm to other people. So a demon is an evil being. Like the definition of demon literally means a fucking evil being or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually intend to do harm. So motherfuckers be like, oh nigga, like I fuck with demons. You fuck with beings that wish to cause harm. Now, like it's one thing you say I fuck with dark beings. Like if you fuck with beings that are simply just internally focused, that's cool because a lot of internally focused beings are very wise. Like a lot of Andromedans, right? they became so wise because they have went inside themselves and then become one, and then have become one with everything else. So they have acquired certain wisdom that they share with others. You know what I'm saying? Like they are dark and light beings. As every being is a dark and light being. To be honest, it's just that one is more polarized to the dark or to the light. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, right, if you're talking to a more dark polarized being, a being that's more on the side of being internally focused, that's cool. As long as that being isn't evil. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a good dark being and a bad dark being. You can have a good light being and a good and a bad light being. What's a bad light being? A being that's externally focused but is trying to cause harm. Let me give you guys a fucking example. Lucifer and Satan. Lucifer is the light aspect of evil. Niggas be like, "Oh, Lucifer's not evil." Okay, I get why they say that because he also represents the rebellious aspect of you. But the rebellious aspect of you and the rebellious aspect of Source is what actually eventually creates the fucking evil. Because Source wants to be like, cause Source is like, oh nigga, like I'm all this good shit and I'm all the bad shit. So let me rebel against the good shit and see the bad shit. You know what I'm saying? So evil is created by the rebel. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now with that being said, right? So Lucifer is the light, and that's how niggas like Lucifer is good. No, he's just the light aspect of the evil energy. You know what I'm saying? Now Satan is the dark aspect. He's the more like internal, restrictive. You're not gonna move, being bound. That's more of the dark way of being evil. It constricts you and holds you. The light way is by like being angry, firing shit up, killing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And Satan could have the killing aspect also, but it's not like a angry I kill you. It's like a oh I suffocate I kill you. You see what I'm saying? It's different. But those are two examples of a bad light being Lucifer and a bad dark being Satan. You know what I'm saying? So now for those you say Lucifer and Satan are the same being. That's cool. They're two aspects of the same being. The light aspect is Lucifer, dark aspect is Satan. Cool. I can fuck with you on that. Anyway, yeah, so angels are beings that wish to benefit you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, an angel could be a dark being. Not even quotes. An angel could be a dark being. It just can't be a evil being. Cause dark does not mean evil. Like it's still gonna be confusing if you always associate dark with evil. That's the only way it gets confusing. Cause people have done that for so fucking long. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can have an angel that is very internally focused, but seeks to benefit all creation. You know what I'm saying? Like very wise angels that will teach you some shit oftentimes are very internally focused. Now the ones that go to like fight for you and go to heal you, those are more like the externally based ones, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so stop fucking with demons, my nigga. You could fuck with a positive dark being, but don't not you could fuck with a benevolent dark being, but don't get tricked now, cause some demons may say, "Oh yeah, I'm a dark being, but I'm not evil." Whole time they actually wish to cause you harm. Any being that wishes to cause harm is a demon. When you say demon, that inherently means a being that wishes to cause harm. Stop fucking with demons. Stop fucking with beings that want to cause harm. The timer already went off, so I'm gonna end the video right there. I love you guys all. I'm gonna catch you. Stop fucking with demons. Move through the gates of life. Complete those cycles. Nigga. I'm out. Peace.